back over towards door and window. A little bit of a defensive line set up, as you can see that window is going to be set up across the side of this one. And we have the doors drop back down, and let's see how this one plays out as we move into the pistol round. Slow and steady seems to win the race as a couple of utility pieces are dropped. You can see a little bit of smoke and the bot coming through, but it's a good read coming out from G2. They know exactly the approach and how it's going to be coming. Gonna get instantly flashed though. Good follow-ups coming out. G2 picks up 3 of them, but it's going to be 2 coming out on the side of PP, but they do manage to pick up that one. And again, it's going to be SSK coming up big for his team.
Yeah, the flashpoint absolutely perfect. Again, the tray's going even 3 for 3 initially, but now the man advantage goes over and a lot of weight on the shoulders of our man Artist. He's been fantastic today. Let's see if he can clutch up this 1v2 in the pistol round to get G2 on the board.
Artist, you're talking about it. He's been a star performer. Can he pick up one? Gets the tap back over towards it, turns it back into a 1v1. Cannot quite connect with those last couple of shots. Dink walks away with 48 life and the round win.
Fortunately there, but SSK again just absolutely spinning and finding that 3rd kill. Really, really good stuff from them, and a big confidence boost for the Parrots to get the pistol round on the board. Not going to see a force back out of G2. They're going to bank some credits. Thinking about the economy, maybe see a shorty or 2 forced up, but Pist obviously being up on 2,500, he's in a position to do so.
Let's get set up.
See how they're wanting to move through this one. They got a couple of people eyeing back over towards doors, as well as potentially C long. A little bit of movement going back over towards A as well. Got to be super careful about their approach into this one. Running fairly separated out, just trying to feed information back and forth. You can see Patatech holding back over towards the doors. No firm aggression coming out just quite yet from anybody on the PartyParrots. Feeling the fact that they just want to get a feel for what could be happening in front of them, but that's giving G2 a little bit of time to reposition, maybe have a read on what's happening. SSK feels like, hey, maybe doors isn't the play, starting to step back and away from this one. You can see the spike on the move, as well as it might be a bait back over towards C. Angel's going to step up, get a quick tap back over, make it a second one. Buys a lot of space for his team to work with. And look, the commitment's coming out from G2 back over towards doors, but it's going to be C with a quick take as PartyParrots just run in and get a quick play.
Yeah, now G2 going to stack up towards long, and I guess just try and damage the economy a little bit. This is still a save round from G2, but Xiao ready to hold the line here, and you can see a double P coming out. Actually, the tailwind comes across, runs a little bit of a bait, and David P will find that one with a ghost. But they only saw 2 members, so they're still wary of a defensive spawn push coming in from G2. Mixwell going to run out, not going to find anything on the way in. SSK will find 2 and the 3rd. Cutting that one down, but some damage done by G2. Whether or not that will be a factor coming into the next round.
SSK is just making a name for himself inside this series. We've seen him clutch up so many times in a lot of disadvantaged positions. It was a little bit easier that time whenever you got pistols running down C long and you've got a rifle. It gives you a little bit of favor, but it's still just a consistent performance coming out of him as he now moves up to 6-1-1 on the scoreline. Mixwell is going to go ahead and pick himself up an operator to work with, and let's see if that can maybe turn the tides.
Now expecting G2 to maybe try and make something work here and stop the momentum before Parrots get rolling. David P looking for a little bit of contact on window, doesn't really get anything yet, but pretty much a default layout from the Parrots. And now Spike going to rotate over towards double doors. Actually, Mixwell does have the operator on deck. You can see now the Parrots stacking up in towards mid. Pat trying to find something through double doors, but the push coming over towards the front of B potentially. Angel looking for something in forms of an entry.
Throws up the wall to buy a little bit more space to work with. Angel's just trying to make sure that nobody's hiding up on top of crates there. That's a very sneaky little spot that you see being used quite often. Well, actually, it's a very sneaky spot if everybody kind of knows that it exists at this point. Information's now being fed back over as G2 with the stall is going to get enough time to maybe reposition. Big question comes into play, is PartyParrots going to continue down this path, or are they going to reposition off of it? They're starting to maybe play back over towards doors. As you can see, it's going to be Sky Smoke coming in. Artist holding the line up, gets a couple of shots back through it. G2 says, no, not this time. We're not going to let you walk through it that easy. Quick pickup on the side. Another one goes down, and Patatech is just putting in work. Finally goes down off of Artist. Now let's see, what can he do from this point forward? He is significantly outnumbered, and he doesn't have a lot of angles to work with. Instead, going to play back over towards spawn and see if maybe he can find a sneaky angle. Only 12 seconds to work with. He's going to get spotted down. It's going to be the snipe coming out from Mixwell.
Yeah, good stuff. Really, really nice hold from the guys there inside double doors. Shutting that down. Again, that's always the risk when you stack up for that double doors push. The information comes through early, and G2 putting 2 men in absolute perfect position to prevent that. Again, not going to be too much of an issue in terms of economy, but Parrots going to rebuy back into this one. The first round loss for them, so they are going to be all under 1,000 credits. So a lot riding on this one. G2 with the possibility to string together a few eco rounds.
See what the chosen approach is going to be. Still continuing to dance around back over towards doors. Artist has a beat on somebody up in front of him. That's going to be Shao getting taken down very quickly. Angel still making a play on the outside, but still running his Brimstone, doing a lot of work with it, manages to pick up and yet another one to work with. David P has the read on the reposition. He's going to go ahead and step forward, take down Artist as well. We're going to have to step back away from it because he knows numbers are not in his favor. It's going to be a quick reposition coming out from G2 to provide some support.
And now that's going to slow down the push from the Parrots. David P just playing behind Defo, and actually the orbital strike gets invested. And it's actually going to catch David as he's forced back towards the defensive spawn, trying to play his life. He didn't want to commit to playing on site. Hunter's Fury invested. It's actually going to catch 2 tags, actually. There you go. Artist will find Angel with the third. But Dink's there for the trade. Rolling Thunder invested. And actually SSK swings onto Mixwell.
Tries to go for the play on it back behind this. PartyParrots now coming up back behind as well. Already spotted out. Gonna have a lot of difficulty ahead of it, but does manage to connect with the shots. Good quick play coming out of that, but it's gonna be the Cypher that picks it up in the end. Good play coming out. Cypher and Dinks pick up that round, moving us over to 3-1.
That was a dirty little headshot from Pat. Unfortunately, the paranoia not connecting with Dinks, but again, just keeping his calm. Lands the operator shot, and that's a big round for the Parrots, considering the economy coming into this one. A much needed third round on the board for them.
Turning very back and forth there. I love the pickup and the read from Artist. And again, the orbital strike coming in so quickly off of this one. That just lets you know how much work we're seeing Brimstone put into this round.
Yeah, Artist has done absolutely fantastic. He gets the first 2 tags, and then Angel opts to just sit underneath Plat and unfortunately loses his life for it, but ends up not being a factor. You know, G2, couple of operators on the board, 1 Phantom and then a double Bucky from Pat and Pith, and you can see Pith is in a disgusting spot to use it. Unfortunately, not going to get anything just yet. Nobody pushing through sewers, but Parrots absolutely reading this correctly. They're approaching cautiously, don't want to die to any shorties or Buckies in this situation, but Artist posted up in heaven with the operator.
Trying to go for the bounce off to the side. Going to reveal a little bit. Let's see what we can do with the information. Cypher still playing back behind this. Pins on the corner check. Now going to have got the camera up on top. Going to go ahead and hit with the spike. Steps back around. 1 pickup very quickly, but it gets turned on very, very fast. SSK already back over towards position. You can see Smoke's already blocking out 1. David P goes down on his approach. Shell just trying to hold the angle on it, but Mixwell manages to pop it back off. Spike does go down. It's going to be Mixwell moving back over towards heaven, seeing if maybe he can spot out somebody. Waiting to see if reinforcements can come in, because you can see the Omen still playing back behind this, maybe eyeing his way back over towards A-Long.
Yeah, we got a double stack on long, so it's going to be difficult for Pat to get anything done here. Let's see. 1 player falling back all towards Graffiti, and actually he's going to find Mixwell, and then Pat will shut down Dinks on the operator, but again, just a little bit too late here. He's not able to get himself onto site. Maybe just going to opt to save this operator and pull out, but again, SSK swinging wide out sewers, and Pat going to punish him for that. Now, a 4th round goes in favor of the Parrots. Again, really, really nice hold in that situation. And again, G2 did kind of double down on that one. We saw the double operator investment come out from them, so you got to assume they're going to be hurting financially. They weren't able to capitalize on that one. And actually, yeah, you're going to see 1 operator back. Obviously, that's the one that was saved, a shorty, a ghost, and a couple of light armors to boot.
How much work can you do with one operator right now? PartyParrots trying to figure that one out as he's looking back over towards the side of it. Push coming back over towards A, it looks like, but a little bit of a juke back out. Now repositioning back out and around. Maybe an eye back towards door, or maybe even C long, which is open at the time. Repositions coming out from G2 might provide a little bit of a form of defense, but it looks like it's going to be a push back down towards C long right now. Gonna get a little bit of vision on this. Pith playing it up and close, running right up into the face. As you can see, walking back into the cage. There's a ton of utility down. Mixwell does manage to pick one of them back up, but has to step back away from it. So now that's going to be another charge that has been stopped dead in its tracks. Quick spin back around coming from PartyParrots, shuts down Angel as well.
And actually, Mixwell able to retrieve the vehicle. The neural theft invested now after they got the pick onto Xiao, and that's going to give the information back over of where these Parrots are backed up to. But now they have a Vandal and an Operator to play around. Unfortunately, David P, he's only got a Ghost, and he's going to get a big surprise if he chooses to push up out of sewers here.
A very spread reposition coming back out. 30 seconds left coming up for the PartyParrots and how they're wanting to make the approach. PartyParrots still holding down, does get vision. Quick pickup back over towards Artist. That's going to slow them down even more. So 2 members now remaining, trying to figure out what do they do with 19 seconds left. Artist just waiting patiently to see if anything's going to be coming out of this one. No, he looks like he's acting like he heard something. Might try to play this one a little bit more aggressive, try to deny, but no, it's going to be SSK that picks up yet again another play, as I think we're just going to wait the rest of this one out and just go for full-on economy.
Yeah, Parrots opting to save 2 weapons coming into this. Actually going to swing on. Pith trying to retrieve the weapon that Artist dropped. SSK holding outside double doors there, so big round for G2. That was, again, playing around the Operator on the board, and that hold over towards C-Long. Pith's really, unfortunately, not able to get that second kill inside the cyber cage. But the damage was done at that point. Neural theft goes in, and they know exactly where they need to prioritize. So Parrots will buy back into this one, but there is a stinger on the board for Xiao. ARs across the board for everyone else.
Remember the amount of expense that went into the round coming up from G2. They walked in with just pistols and just an Operator and do manage to walk away with a lot of control inside of it. SSK now looking back around. Angel starting to make the push back over towards B. We haven't really seen the PartyParrots make their play back over towards B yet. They've been dancing around the outside of it. You can see Spike not wanting to move in. It's going to be PartyParrots yet again getting that opening shot to take down Xiao. This guy is really unlocking plays up for G2, as it's going to be Angel going down now as well.
And now we're going to see Spike rotated over towards B Cubby here. Still a double stack over towards A long. SSK might swing on to David, and he's so good for these peaks right now. Picks up David. Now Pat just has to hold the fort over on A site, but no push coming out just yet. But you see already the Parrots thinking about rotating that way. And that could be disastrous for the G2 boys.
How are they wanting to make this approach? 40 seconds left. They keep eyeing back over towards B, but it's Artist. Artist has been putting in so much work. Mixwell's on the other side, hits the shot back over towards Angel, just inflicting casualty upon casualty from this point. Repositioning back out, assuming that maybe they'll go for a different type of play, but it looks like it's a full commit coming out from the PartyParrots. Moving in slowly and steadily, they have an opportunity. 20 seconds left to work with. They're very hesitant to. They feel like somebody's still going to be left on the defense, but it's G2 with a full reposition back out. The cage goes down, and this could be the opportunity that they were looking for. Trying to go for the spike, but gets spotted. Mixwell hits a great shot on the other side of it. It's going to be Pith. Follow it up yet again. Pith taps another one, and G2 takes that one with some dominance.
Again, trying to force the issue onto B site there. Rolling Thunder gets sent through A-Link. Doesn't find anything at all because the stack is actually over on C-Link side. As soon as that cage drops, the gig is up. And again, that one came down to a time factor. They didn't really have an entry onto B site there. They just kind of forced the issue, went in without a kill, and G2 able to reposition accordingly.
Saw massive leads coming up for the defender sides in both of our earlier maps from these two teams. Now it is staying neck and neck at 3-4 right now. G2 still on the defensive line, looking back over. Think if maybe they can feel a little bit cheeky with this one, as it looks like Artist is moving to a very aggressive position to try to catch somebody, maybe going for peek over towards window, but it's all going to be on PartyParrots as the rush is coming back over towards A.
Yeah, that's it. He's going to Shrouded step up to heaven, try and hold the fort from there. The slow comes in from David.
Cover going down.
Well, actually, might have actually been Artist trying to catch Pat down on long. The spike cam going to give the information that Artist is rotated over here, but the spike is still lying outside double doors mid. So I don't think the plan was ever to end up on A. Maybe just looking for a little bit of aggression to pick off Pat as he went for this peak. And now the rotation comes back. Mixwell wrapping through the defensive spawn. He's going to pick up the slack outside the window, but spy cam from Pith going to give this one away if the Parrots walk across connector.
Being so cautious with it, they're showing a lot of hesitation. Going to be instantly hit. Information's going to reveal back over towards this one. PartyParrots still looking on the outside of this one. So maybe we can get something. Sky Smoke's going to start dropping down onto it. Mixwell playing back over towards the connection point. Sync doesn't see too much just quite yet. Artist is going to step around, pick up one very quickly. As it looks like a reposition back over towards B. Gonna see how they're gonna be playing this one out. Gotta be very careful on it. Artist doesn't have anything to worry about. It's gonna be David P that manages to walk up back behind.
Done fantastically with the flank there, and again, Mixwell will find the second really heads up hold from G2. But I like the play from Parrots, trying to come in and backfill B site as opposed to approaching it from mid. Kind of kept G2 guessing, but they hold nonetheless, and we've got a tie game on our hands.
All right, they're wanting to keep this one neck and neck the whole way through, it seems. Buys coming out on both sides. Artist all the way down to 0, as well as SSK. Means in fact the PartyParrots need to put something together in this round. Otherwise, it's another economy round coming back after them. This has just been bouncing back and forth, but G2's economy is so much stronger right now.
It really is, and now you're going to see actually Artist doing what he does best and pushing mid. Actually, Pat going to find the wallbang onto Angel, but he doesn't know a second player's there. Xiao's going to swing back and reply. And actually, the early round aggression goes in the favor of the Parrots in terms of trades. David P will even things up. Going to put the revive in, and actually, I was going to say, Pat nearly lost his life there from window. Unfortunately, Artist not able to land the shots, but David P will reply again, picking up a second on the round.
Spike has now been picked up, trying to find some form of approach to work with that they know going through doors is a catastrophe. But every single time the PartyParrots try to make a play back over towards B, it just falls apart. Look at Mixwell playing this patiently, knowing exactly the angle of approach is going to be coming through, and that's going to be a quick tap back over towards SSK to take him down. It's going to be, again, the spike going down for them. Have to be super cautious. Misses the second shot, though, so now has to be very cautious off this one as Dink has a read on what could be coming up back behind him. Goes for the spray, does manage to connect, but it's going to be a quick pickup as G2 is starting to get their rhythm together.
Yeah, absolutely. Building a little bit of momentum. They have a much better read on what Parrots are trying to pull off here. And that is going to be them going ahead on this map 5-4. Really good showing so far from G2. If they can, if they can close out this half 8-4 scoreline. Again, this is the one that's debated most, but I mean, I'm very much in the group that think this is an attacking sided map. So you can come out with an 8-4 scoreline. It's definitely looking good for G2.
You can see the PartyParrots coming in with near on nothing as far as gun economy. Bringing the pistols, trying to bring a little bit of utility, but it's all going to be on G2 having so much control whenever it comes to weapons. That means that the PartyParrots are going to have to try to find some way to outsmart them, flank them, find some type of vulnerability in this line that G2 has set. Looks like it's a little bit of a bait back over maybe towards doors. Could they have found some type of play to work with right now, as it looks like Pith is starting to get a read on what's happening inside of that location? Nobody from the PartyParrots wanting to overplay their hand just yet.
Yeah, Artist going to send the Owl Drone out. He's going to get a tag on that. Actually going to invest the Hunter's Fury. Does get the first tag, gets the second as well. Angel will fall and then sends out the third just to look for a little bit of information over towards Garden. But doesn't find anything at all. Mixwell still holding this angle, and he's going to get the perfect peek here if they line up for him again. We did see Mixwell hit the collateral, not this time around, but Artist will fall and the spike will go down through sewers. Artist here ready to back him up, though.
All right, the play commitment looks like it's going to be coming out from PartyParrots to make the push back over towards A. They got 30 seconds to work with, but Mixwell is continuing to shut them down. Quick run around back behind it, but he already knows what's going on. Takes the shot, takes down another one, make it all of them. Mixwell just comes up. A huge for G2, pushing them up to 6-4.
Again, Mixwell on the back of a shaky start to this series now is really hitting his stride. It's fantastic to see him start landing these shots. And again, just for good measure, popping the shorty out at the end. You absolutely love to see that.
All right, well, let's see as we're moving closer and closer towards the half. What are we going to see coming out on the side of PartyParrots? Got themselves a couple of tools to work with this time around. Looking like they're still contemplating making the push back over towards A. A lot of defensive lines still showing back over towards B potentially. It's going to be shallow. Does manage to connect with a shot back over towards PartyParrots. Means the fact that Mixwell is going to retreat back just a touch. And the fact that he doesn't want to play too disadvantaged.
Yeah, that's it. I think the spy cam just a little bit too deep on the wall, so Dink's not going to know where Mixwell's repositioned to. Artist thought about the owl zone there, but there's a couple of people pushing through sewers, but 3 now towards long. A rare miss from Mixwell. He's actually going to go aggressive. Pops the Bladestorm, gets shut down, and now Parrots are able to force their way onto site.
As a quick rush, capitalizing on every single thing that they could. They do find themselves with an area to work with. Now G2 has to figure out if they're going to go for the retake on the spike. Does go down, but it's going to be a push coming back around from the defender's side. Maybe eyeing back up towards heaven. Looks like Pith's going to start making the move back up that direction. Has to be very careful as David P is going to start throwing out a little bit of utility as well. Pith looks like he's trying to see if maybe he can get a little bit of an eye on what's going on around it, but Dinks already has the bead. Misses the shot though. David P does manage to get the shot back over towards Shao, opening this up just a little bit more. Reposition starting to come through. Drops back down, looking towards Hell. Not going to connect onto it. Now all on to David P to find the angle. Manages to get one. Looking back around for the other two. Has to play this so carefully. Spots out, goes for the spray onto it. At least forces him out and away from the point. Makes the peek back over the other side, but it's going to be Angel that comes up on top. Pushing PartyParrots back up another round, keeping it within touching distance of 6 and 5.
Really unlucky there. David finding the entry. If he manages to pick up Angel after damaging Dinks there down on A long, he still had his wall available. So as soon as he got that kill on Angel, he might have been able to wall off and actually clutch up the defuse there, but Angel holding strong. And that will actually bring the score to 6-5. So last round of this half.
This is a nice spot.
See whether or not G2 can finish it up with a 2-round advantage.
Got the control. Let's see how Mixwell's wanting to play this. We still continue to see A long just be a factor over and over. Finally misses the shot onto this one, but decides, hey, okay, that's maybe a little bit of a risky position. Instead, retreats back away from it. Got to be careful as his teammate does take a lot of damage, trying to maintain control back over towards A, but it looks like it might be enough to at least apply a little bit of a slowdown on the push from PartyParrots.
Again, just that early presence shown forces one more player over towards A. And that leaves mid completely wide open. But Pat, on the other side, has actually pushed all the way down C long. So they're going to have the information there. No audio cues coming through from Garden. B will get dark cover over there just to block off the front because the wall was broken. But looking like we're still going to get an A push coming out here. And this is terrible timing because Artist is actually rotating away. Mixwell will fall on long. And now he tries to react. He's going to have 5 people to engage on if they all push at the same time.
Artist trying to hold the angle, but instantly loses all line of vision. Somehow survives through it. Enough time to take down Artist, but is it going to be enough time for the rest of his team to come in support? David P's coming up back behind this one. Playing back off, very minimal vision to work with. See if maybe he can spot somebody based off of how they're playing through this. The rest of reinforcements from G2 have shown up. Spots out one. Quick tap coming out from Shao to take him down very quickly. Let's see how G2 can make this approach as it looks like PartyParrots are starting to get more and more control over site.
Again, just SSK with a fantastic post-plant setup, saves all of his utility for it. Aftershock comes through after the fault line. Again, there, swings on. Pat will find the entry, but the trades go in favor of the Parrots, and that will bring it to a 6-6 half here. All things tied up, but I mean, wow, what a response from the Parrots after G2 managed to string a couple of rounds together, Matt.
What is this series, hypoc? It is just back and forth the whole way. It seems like every single time somebody gets a read on how to play against the other team, they just keep evolving and finding some new way to play. It's almost like watching an anime right now. They just keep stepping up and evolving. It's like, well, I'm just going to unlock a new power to take you down. Sorry, I made an anime reference. I know you're shamed. I'll be quiet now.
I let it go. I'm not going to respond. It's that couldn't be me. Couldn't be me, Matt. You know that.
I know. All right, 6-6 score line. Everything's set up. Moving back over towards attack. It's going to be G2 on the other side of it. You can see PartyParrots now holding on to the defensive line. Shao moving up and forward. He got himself a fun little toy if anybody decides to breach back around that corner.
Yeah, and Shao posted up in sewers with a shorty. Actually, this could be terrible because David P's pushing in here with the spike. It's going to be very difficult to dig a spike out of that position if Shao gets this kill, and he will do. Actually, no trade possible just yet. And he's actually going to re-peek. He's going to find a second there. Pith finally shutting him down, but already the rotations come in. There's a lot of presence on A site here.
Danger goes down quite quickly. Artist is trying to find another angle to work with. Quick hop up over the box. That's a stylish way to go ahead and take control over site. Coming back around on this. Looks like he's trying to get a touch more information. Artist does manage to find a little bit of a peak angle to work with. So on one side of this, we've got Mixwell starting to retreat back away from this, throwing down a little bit of utility to try to deny vision. As Peak's going to be coming through. Artist off to the side of this, trying to connect with the shot. Does get one of them. That's going to be Mixwell. Does the follow-up onto it. So big plays coming out from G2 to move us to a 7-6 score line.
Really, really good setup there. Artist going absolutely huge again. That's the second time we've seen him just have a huge impact in the pistol rounds today. He's going to get a ghost for his efforts there. Mixwell knowing where to invest the pistol. Throwing it back to him. But yeah, just a great post-plant setup there. Again, the counter peak, as soon as Artist gets contact in hell, Mixwell swings out. And obviously they just play off the trades.
All right, well, I guess it's time to see another return back up. We just got to keep this one as close as possible. So see if the defenders manage to pick up the round, or if we can get any form of separation of this. Looks like they're eyeing back over towards it. Nobody playing on A, and it looks like an entirely great read coming up from the defenders.
I mean, this is a huge stack. All four members over on C site and then one lurking inside garage. Whether or not G2 are going to get fed any of this information, there's no real way. Again, Artist hasn't sent a recon bolt in. They're slowly making the push up here, and actually the slow onto backside could indicate they're going to force the issue. They're just going to absolutely destroy them on the way in regardless.
Oh, quick moves coming through off the side of it. Dink's trying to find one, not going to be able to connect as Artist comes through super fast. It means control's going to go back over towards G2. They've got a lot of tools to work with. Shell's on the other side of this all by his lonesome. So now it's just a matter of, can he inflict any monetary wounds back over towards G2? He is firmly surrounded right now. Does at least manage to take down one of them, but quickly seen. And that's going to finally push it up to a little bit of a lead going in G2's favor of 8-6.
Yep. Again, I always love to see teams do that. They gamble on a site, they stack it. Unfortunately, G2 absolutely just steamroll them. Yeah, and the Phantom getting maximum value there off Pat. And now Parrots obviously going to buy back into this one. We did see a couple of pistols invested, but not going to matter too much. Pretty much an economy throwaway. They just took a gamble, but let's see what G2 can get going here.
It's like a little bit of a dance back over towards door. Slow approach coming back over towards it. Give the eye back over towards B, but we haven't seen a lot of pushes being too successful back over there. While Drone comes out, seeing maybe he can spot something. Artist going to go ahead and pick that one up. Quick aggression coming in, but he says no. Quickly shuts down Mixwell's approach onto that. Backing back over towards C. Control not coming through. It's a commitment that's been coming out from G2, but they don't have a lot of room to work with. Now they can find themselves quickly surrounded as they're trying to get a little bit more eye and information on what's going on. Looking back down towards C long, you can see that there's already a wall down denying any approach from that. So that means that G2 has said, this might be too risky, and are now stepping away from their approach.
And now things going to slow down a little bit after that first blood was drawn, but you see all four members of G2 now stack over towards C long. The spy cam going to give the information away nice and early. Actually, Artist has got himself in a dirty little spot. See that? Recon dart comes out, and actually the one way is perfect from Dinks. There you go, the counter peek from Artist will find the second. Pat finally shutting one down. Okay, the paranoia goes in, and Artist still finds his third. Wow, what a fantastic hold from the boys on C site there.
Big play coming out from Artist specifically. He was holding the line so well. Getting that shot back off with near on no vision is all just game sense. Having an idea on how the approach is going to be coming through. You can see kind of twitched off to the side, trying to see if maybe he could hear how the approach was going to be coming. Now we're getting closer back up to tying it up. This is just going to go back and forth. It feels like hypoc, as we are at 8-7 right now. Slowly and steadily, nobody can seem to find any way to get a strong enough lead to make a statement inside this map.
Yep, coming down to map 3, these guys are going to dig deep now. Momentum definitely a factor. If you can string together a couple of rounds, it's absolutely brutal to come back from that if you're on the opposing side. But Mixwell walking all the way up to B doors, actually. Not found anything,
to say the least there.
Yeah, I was going to say, not found anything just yet, but posted up with an operator. This is a huge risk.
Right outside that doorway, they're being patient, seeing what's going on. The rest of the team looks like they're making a kind of a bait back over towards A right now. Only one defender on the A point to work around. PartyParrots looks like he might be the guy that's going for the early peaks. It's not going to be anybody around the corner. It's going to be a heaven defense from the way it looks right now. Reposition coming back out as I think that they know they might have an opportunity to work with. G2 starts lowering down all of their utility, quickly running into this one.
Trick shots.
Actually, Dink's going to find the wall bang due to the trap wire. Really good work from him. Pat trying to look for the spy cam, but it's not there. We'll finally get shut down. Yeah, definitely. Again, all that information for the retake, absolutely crucial. Artist actually going to get Angel back on his feet, and Mixwell now. It's come all the way back through Garden, trying to find a spot on long to hold down with the operator here, but definitely still doable. 5v4 retake in favor of Parrots here.
Quick rush coming in, trying to find a flank back around to it, but it's going to be G2 that just stops them dead in their tracks. Xiao now the last guy up, thinking maybe he can do a peek off to the side, but nobody is giving him vision. Finally does manage to spot out one, going for a little bit of a bait on the defuse. Spots out, connects with the shots. Big play coming out from Xiao, and that's going to be attackers taking this one.
Yeah, and unfortunately the spike's still going off there, but again, just Xiao is just so consistent right now. Unfortunately, time running down. No chance of a defusal coming out there, but G2 will put themselves on 9 rounds. I think actually that might be difficult in terms of the economy here. Apologies for the UI bug. Sometimes this happens with the custom games, guys, where we just can't see the economy. It just bugs out to seeing 2 players. So unfortunately, we can't tell you how this is going to be set up, but we can only assume that the damage was done to the Parrots economy there.
How dare you, hypoc? You're saying the fact that you're not tracking every single dime that each one of these teams are making right now? I know. For shame onto us.
That's my bad.
Al's coming back over to the side of it. You can see Ultimate starting to come out. Sova does manage to connect with back over towards one of them. PartyParrots connects with the damage as well. SSK moving into a full defensive position right now. You can see it is just so much being thrown back over towards C. G2 is throwing so much of their resources back over towards it, but still sitting way back down C long, not wanting to commit just quite yet.
Actually, Xiao still got the operator. He's able to hold down back site right now, but this is kind of debating the rotation out. They didn't see any challenge coming out onto C site from G2, but you can see they're just stacked up in deep long. And whether or not they opt to push through off of this is going to be huge, because you can see the stack from Parrots is all the way over onto A. They've got all 4 members there expected to push.
And it's all going to be about if anybody manages to spot this one out. There's so much patience that's coming out from G2. Are they going to be rewarded for it? They feel like the timing is right. They start making the push back over, and there you go. Utility's starting to come down. Going to deny vision. Quick jump back over, aware that nobody's back over towards C. So now it's going to be a full retake, popping back over for the PartyParrots. They're going to have to make some type of approach onto this. Pith does get spotted out. Xiao manages to see him. The spike does go down. But what can PartyParrots do from now? It's a full-on defensive line for G2.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there. Pith could have lurked for a lot longer. David might actually find Artist here for free from behind. He's going to play time on it there. Actually picks up that one. Doesn't opt to push into double doors, but Angel swings out. Defensive spawn will find Artist on log.
Mixwell playing this one patient. Going to try to listen in, see if he can hear out any footsteps and get somebody just on the other side of him. A little bit of support coming through, but it's going to be an approach on 2 different angles. Spots out one, is jumping over the box, but it's going to be a quick pickup coming back over from the door side. PartyParrots moving up and forward, spots it out, and attackers take this one. Now G2 moving up 10-7.
Really, really good stuff there. A huge gamble from the Parrots. Not paying off, unfortunately, but just coming back to Pith again there. I mean, he could have played time so much better there, but I guess he's also not anticipating the fact that Parrots have sent everyone over to A-Link to try and defend that push, but it's unfortunate from Pith, but I mean, it doesn't matter in the end. They end up putting the round on the board, but we've seen Pith a number of times kind of stumble a little bit on this lurking roll.
Going for a couple of peek shots back over towards it. David P slowly creeping back over. Got the slow orb out and in front of him. Trying to see if maybe somebody's hiding around the corner, has a sense that somebody is going to be there. Playing this one a little bit passively. There's going to be a big lineup walking through. Going to spot out all 3. Goes for the spray onto 1. Quick pickup onto the second. Doesn't get a lot of damage off, but does manage to pick up at least 2 inside of that. And look at the rush coming out from A. G2 knows now. Everybody is switched back over towards B, so it's going to be another retake having to come back for the PartyParrots.
And actually, the paint gel's going to go over. Not going to find anything just yet. And now, Parrots again in a tricky situation. A 3v4 retake. Artist will find Xiao, and that makes it even worse for them. The trade's going in favor of G2. Pat will find the final one, and that puts G2 on 11 rounds now. Really, really good stuff from there. And just and again, kind of a throwaway around. The Parrots haven't got much to work with in terms of economy, in terms of loadout. G2 absolutely closing this one out so far.
You can see that the PartyParrots have been trying their hardest to contend against G2, but the lead is starting to slip into G2's favor, moving all the way into this third map. How much more do we see the PartyParrots having inside their tank? Can they manage to try to climb this one back? Or is it just going to be G2's dominance and constant mind game baiting back and forth between points that it's going to secure them the win? Pith looking back over towards Long, not going to spot anybody out. Look at the separation coming out. So we're seeing a little bit of advancement back over towards A. It's still going to be the spike being dropped out as trying to get vision towards C, as Mixwell's got himself the operator, but not the vision to work with.
No, does have Blade Storm on deck as well. And G2 actually have the revive to invest in this one as well, so they can gamble on an entry if somebody wants to go aggro. But Pith managed to tuck himself all the way into the corner of A long. And you can see Dinks pretty much a default setup with the trap wires and the spy cam above sewer entrance, but it's going to be a 5-man push coming out here. I'm not sure if really Dinks is able to hold on to this. Should have come to it. And actually, he's going to go for the wall bang again. And actually, a lot of damage coming through. Puts him down to 50 HP. He's got to give up sight control here.
Got to retreat back. Spike's now coming in. Mixwell's just dancing around. Let's see if he can spot anybody jumping up on top. Not going to get the vision just quite yet, but it's going to be aggressive play coming out from PartyParrots. Going to go ahead and take over Heaven. Now we're going to deny another aggression point for this retake. PartyParrots playing around the outside of it. Does go down, but inflicts a lot of damage back over towards Artist. Mixwell still trying to hold the line back over towards here. Doesn't have a lot of space to work with. Does take one down before he goes out. Now it's going to be Shao just chunking in the paint shell, seeing maybe he can connect with something, as they have been walled out and there is no easy approach. Gonna see how PartyParrots try to find some way to make a move into this, as it is a firm defense coming out from G2 right now.
So far so good. Time going to expire on this one, and Parrots just going to opt to try and save some weapons because they're going to have to force back in now that G2 is going to put a 12th round on the board. Unfortunately, Mixwell actually getting trapped behind the wall. He didn't have an updraft available. He saw him get stuck, but still finds a kill from that position. We've definitely seen Mixwell step up in map 3. Which is fantastic to see, because by God, did he have a slow start to this series, Matt?
Yeah, all right, let's see. PartyParrots now facing at match point 7-2. They've got the defense. They have to be very careful about how they want to approach this, as G2 just seems to have their number. Keeps baiting them into repositions and then counter moving around it, and it's just... It feels like right now PartyParrots are just chasing their tails, trying to figure out where G2 is going to go next.
And now we're going to see another heavy C-long presence here. No trap wires or anything set up from Dinks, so we have to just take this one all out. And actually, Rolling Thunder going to get invested. 1-for-1 trade so far, but Dinks can't find anything. Actually, we'll find Artist there, even though he was stunned. And now the push comes through Connector, and SSK lands the entry. David P will respond, but forced all the way back into Garage. And Rez is available, but he's going to have to pull all the way out and go back to C-long. So I'm not sure if it's going to be feasible.
Trying to make the play back around. Still a minute left on the clock. Spike's down right now, finally being picked up. It seems to be aware that maybe can't make the play back onto this. It's going to be very hard to get this res with the line of sight going back over. Hope maybe that SSK is going to be looking towards a different direction. But for a little bit of a stance back over towards it. It'd be a very difficult, as you're on nothing to work with. David goes for the play up to the side, tries to get something out of it, but no, it's going to be the defenders coming out on top.
Big round for Parrots there. Again, in terms of economy, that's a massive win. But now on the side of G2, we still have the revive. We have Pat's got his teleport up. Artist has Hunter's Fury. On the other side, Shao has the Showstopper. So we've got the Orbital Strike and Neural Theft. So 3 ultimates available for both teams here. And again, Parrots cannot afford to give away another round and make a mistake.
Still sitting on match point. We've seen them manage to climb back several different times. G2 starting to try to scout out, get a little bit more information. Gonna spot out one, not gonna be able to hit with the bolt though. See if maybe we can connect on something. Mixwell says, I don't care about the bolt, just give me the information. I'll hit him myself. Quick running comes into play. SSK is trying to hold down the line, but it's gonna be PartyParrots that comes up with this one. It's gonna be G2 getting control back over towards C. What do the PartyParrots have left? This is match point. They cannot surrender this round. Trying to bait out a little bit of a spike, as it looks like it's going to start trying to get planted off the point. PartyParrots still holding back over towards the finish spawn point Spike does go down, but where are the Party Parrots going to be approaching from? Trying to throw down any utility they can. You can see the bot coming through, trying to see if maybe they can spot somebody out, but it's going to be Shao that does manage to pick up one of them. It's going to be PartyParrots takes one down. Shao gets another one off of this, but it's going to be Dink with Nero nowhere to go, and that's going to be it, folks. G2 take the map, winning out 2-1, all things considered. Great performance coming out from both teams.
Yeah, again, G2 just